I've always loved my full-size toys of Buzz and Woody, right? But I've always kind of wanted normal, sort of 6-inch sized action figures of them ever since I was a kid. And the ones I had just really didn't perform how I wanted them to. They were kind of cheap, or I didn't really like them. Check out my Toy Story video if you kind of want to see what I had as a kid. But these, in my opinion, these Bandai model kits are great. Are they perfect? No, they're not perfect. Buzz is closer to perfect than Woody, but I still really like them. They definitely need some work put into them if you want them looking as film accurate as possible, especially Woody. Woody needs a lot of work done if you want him looking really nice. But like I said, they are about 6-inch size. Here it is with the Civil War Captain America, one of my favorite 6-inch figures. Really good one. Even though he wasn't on the top 10 list, he would probably be in the top 20 list. I just want to show him off. And then for a 3¼ inch figure, if you're curious about that, there it is with the first figure I ever did a video on, Clone Wars Wolf. So you can see these things are about, say, like 5 inches, 7 inches. They're pretty decent size. Now, one thing I want to go over real quick before I talk about the figures themselves are all of their accessories and features. So, for both figures, you get display bases. They connect together, which is nice. They're kind of like the standard action base 5s from Bandai. I like having these. I wish they had the arms. Unfortunately, they don't. But you do have little pegs you can put into them, so you can have their feet, you know, resting in there. You can peg the feet on. Hey, it's cool. Whatever. I'm not going to use them because, as you can see, they stand pretty fine on their own. For hands, Woody comes with way more hands than Buzz. Woody comes with fisted hands, if you want to use those. Woody comes with pointy hands, if you want to use those from like pushing up his hat or picking his nose or whatever. You also have thumbs up hands, which I really like, especially like the Toy Story Treats thing where he's like, eh, that would be really great. Unfortunately, Buzz doesn't come with thumbs up hands. Buzz is really lacking with hands, so that stinks. And then the final hands Woody comes with are on him, just his normal kind of doll hands. And Buzz Lightyear, he comes with 2 of each of these hands, but I'm just going to show the ones that aren't on him. He comes with fisted hands and open hands. And you can probably tell with a slight difference in color, but I had to paint the fingertips. That's one of the few details you have to paint on the Buzz Lightyear for him to be as accurate as possible. I've also noticed the really bright white plastic will pick up any dirt or grime or anything so easily. It's awful. But it looks really nice, but it's going to pick stuff up, so make sure your hands are really washed. I think there was one time I picked this guy up and my hands are kind of dirty. So yeah, just be careful of that. Stickers on the hands there. Speaking of stickers, these are the sticker sheets. As you can see, Woody's is pretty simple. You just have Andy and Bonnie. Of course, I used Andy because that's what I grew up with. And stickers for the eyes. And then Buzz here has a lot more stickers. You have stickers for the wings, stickers for the hands. Of course, the normal stickers you would kind of expect with Buzz Lightyear. His eyes, then the feet. But these stickers right here are for the buttons. I really don't like that those were stickers. What can you do, though? It's what it is. And then an extra accessory Buzz Lightyear comes with. He comes with his dome. One thing I got to talk about this dome. How they have you snap this off. You can see it's right at the peg. Can you see that? That's right where they have you snap it off. And the other one, I guess, was strained a little too much from me doing that, as well as it's just a little thin piece of plastic that you have to tab in. So it's going to break off. These things are fingerprint magnets to the extreme. So if you're just handling it, don't worry about it. But if you're going to be displaying this guy, make sure you wipe it down. So that just tabs on there. The other one is stuck inside. And then you have the other piece, which will tab in right here. The tabs are a little thicker on the front piece, so you don't have to worry about it as much. Even though mine, straight out of the box, had a little scuff right there, so that's always a treat. But yeah, it looks really great. I don't think I'm going to display him like this. I might, though, just to have all his accessories on him. But when it comes to me messing around with him, I really prefer him without the dome, because I've never really had a Buzz Lightyear without a dome. I mean, they never really give you an option, because it's physically impossible for the dome to fully go inside his body with all the electronics and everything in there. So that's it with the accessories. They also come with alternate faces. You'll get better looks at those faces as we're looking at the toys, or the model kits, as I should say. But Woody comes with 2 faces. He comes with 2 other faces. So does Buzz. He comes with this sort of like face, kind of like a classic sort of sly Woody. I really like this face, even though you can't move this eye down at all. just with how it's shaped, with how the eyebrow is. As you can see, it's kind of flat on one side. But hey, that's a neat face. I like it. The next face is a scared face. Ah, he's scared. There's a snake in his boot. Yeah, it's neat. You can move the eyes around, and you can make them as weird as you want. Me personally, I like having poses where it's actually cross-eyed because it actually really works for this face. But yeah, that's a nice face. And Buzz Lightyear comes with two similar faces. He comes with his own version of like the smug Buzz Lightyear face. And this one, unfortunately, you can't really move the eyes at all. With how it's shaped, this eye is just permanently stuck in its position. You see that? Like, there's no way you're going to move that. And the other eye, there's no point in moving that because you can't move the other one. So, unfortunately, he comes with moving eyes, but you can't even move the eyes on the head. And then you can move the eyes on this head, his scared head, which actually looks really nice. But one thing you always have to look out for is the little shine in the pupils. You have to make sure they line up. Because if they don't line up, then it's not going to look as good. But yeah, you can have him looking a little... It's kind of funny. How to swap the faces, we'll go through that real quick. With Buzz, the best way to do it... This is why I keep my thumbnail long, okay, people? Look at this. What you have to do, right there at his eyebrow, you have to just kind of get your thumbnail in there, pull it out, just kind of get it, pull it out, then there you go, you swap the face. And look, you have a new Buzz Lightyear face. Hooray! I don't want to fully put it on, though, because I like this face the best, because it's just classic Buzz Lightyear to me. Woody's face is a little different. Yeah, I have to take his hat off. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And then you, yet again, get your nail in there, or a tool. If you don't have a nail, keep a nail long, people. This is why I do it, especially if you do model kits. Oh gosh, you have to get your... Oh, there you go. You can just kind of... We'll talk about that. You just have to get it in there, remove that. Then you have to take the hair off, and then you swap the face, then put the hair back on, and then blah, blah, blah. It's a process, a little more of a process with Woody than it is for Buzz. And as you can see, this head kind of has a loosey-goosey eyeball. It just kind of drops at a, drop of a hat, I guess. Hey, pun intended, sort of, I guess, because he has a hat. Woohoo! We'll talk about this hat in a little bit, because that's the biggest issue with this Woody doll. I mean, I'm just so used to calling him a doll. Woody model kit. Gosh, there's a model kit of Woody. That's crazy. But anyways, that's it with the faces. Now we can pretty much move on to the models themselves. Let's talk about Woody first, because I've already, kind of been messing with him. So, the painting you're going to want to do to make him as film accurate as possible, you're going to want to line these stripes with red. You're just going to want to do a wash, then wipe off the excess paint, and get those red. Trust me, it looks so much better instead of it just being little crevices in the sculpt. And then you're going to want to have little white dots on his handkerchief, scarf, whatever you want to call it, on his neck. Looks way better with the white dots. And then, a cardinal sin, why was this not a sticker? The dark brown stripe on the hat. I'm not the best painter, don't judge, please. I didn't mask it or anything, I should have, but I didn't. Yeah, you want to be painting that dark stripe if you want the hat looking accurate. You also might want to paint the little rivets along the hat. I wasn't bothered to do that. Then you also want to have the little thing on his holster, gold. For some reason that wasn't a part, even though it easily could have been. I mean, there's nothing that needs to go in the holster. There's no space in there anyway. Why was it not a separate part? I hate it. But other than that, he's alright. I did do a little bit of dark blue. You can hardly see it for the seams in the pants. I did do that just because I felt like it. But other than that, that's really all the painting you need to do for Woody. He looks great, honestly. The sculpt's there. It looks like Woody. The paint, the color separation's pretty nice for the most part. He has little buttons and everything. And you can really see, like, hey, it looks like the Woody doll. Articulation. He has a ball joint at the head there. He has movable eyes, as you saw. He has a ball joint at the base of the shoulder. Then he has a hinge, kind of like a universal hinge. Then he has a bicep swivel, which is pretty loose. Look out for that. Unfortunately, I lost the little piece of cotton, but what you can do, you can take this arm off, you can put a little piece of cotton in there, and it looks like his arm has been torn, like in Toy Story 2. You can do that if you want. I think I took a picture of it, but I might end up doing that later, I don't know. I just lost a piece of cotton. You have the bend there, Ball joints at all the hands. Pretty much you're limited to pretty much just a swivel at the torso, even though you can raise it up a little bit to get a ball joint. But it's, you know, it's going to end up popping off. So just be wary of that. The legs are like SH Figuarts, where they move down. And then you can move them forward about that far. You can see the eyes drooping, always a treat. Bicep swivel, knee bend, and then the ankle. It's just kind of like a normal sort of universal ankle joint you see nowadays, where you have the pivot and everything. There's the Andy on the bottom of the foot. I can't forget to show that now, can I? So, we need to talk about his hat, because this is a serious problem. So, normal out of the box, his hat will not stay on his head. It just won't. It's hard plastic on hard plastic. It's just going to rattle around. It's going to fall off if you touch it. It's just seriously resting on there. So what I did, I added pads. That's what I did. I just put some pads in there, double-sided tape, and there we go. And then look at that. His hat stays on nice and good, man. Rests on nice, looks nice. That's very unfortunate you have to do that. Most people are not going to think to do that. Woody definitely needs a lot of work for him looking as nice as he does now. Buzz, on the other hand, all I did was paint the fingers. That's it. I painted the fingertips. Other than that, this is pretty much how he looks straight out of the box. So, his articulation, we'll just go over that now. Ball joint at the head, of course, articulation at the eyes. He has a ball joint at the shoulder. He has a hinge at the shoulder, swivel at the bicep, single hinge at the elbow, ball joints. He has a a little too early for that. He has a ball joint at the torso there, as well as a swivel at the other lower part. He has same kind of legs going on, pretty much the same basic articulation, except his ankle pivot's really disappointing. Just with the sculpt of Buzz Lightyear, you just can't really get much for the ankle pivot. Then on the bottom here, you can see that's the peg hole, and then that's Andy right there. It's pretty nice looking. It has some pretty decent color separation. Like his little laser right here, it's both a red part and a clear part. I really do enjoy that. And the hands have their green right there. That's a separate part, not a sticker. They could have easily made that a sticker. The laser, the red piece right there, is an actual part. These are actual parts right there, that purple. Pretty decent color separation. Unfortunately, that's just a sticker, but hey, whatever. I did do the screws on his back in silver to make it look a little nicer. I did also kind of go over his little lights with green and red Sharpie, even though they've kind of worn off. I just wanted to give it a little bit of a hue. Endangered jet exhaust, you can see the stickers there. So he looks great. He looks the part. This is Buzz Lightyear. He does have the gimmick of his communicator, which is really nice. And that looks really good. An actual sticker, as it should be. Really good. And then, they actually incorporated his wing gimmick into this model kit. What you have to do, you have to press down on the button. Boom! Look at that! It's just a simple spring mechanism. It's really simple to put together. Even though I do have to warn, because these caution stripes are stickers, I pushed it in once. And I don't know if you can see that little chip. That little chip in the sticker right there. I can even show you how it happened. That little chip got caught right on that piece. Boom, right there. That's where it got chipped, so be careful of that. So you just put those back in, they slot in, and then push the button again. Boom, there you go. Then you can slide them out an extra bit to get the wings more extended, even though the little sub wings aren't as big as they should be from the film. I was gonna say movie and film at the same time, and it's gonna come out as film. So that's how my lips work. But yeah, he has the wings. They look nice. I don't know if I'll display him with the wings out though, just because it's not really necessary, even though I don't want to cause pressure on those springs too much. I would probably recommend when you're putting the wings back in, pushing down on the button again, and then getting it in like that. This guy feels way nicer in the hand than Woody. His biceps don't want to fall apart like Woody's does. He's more fun to pose. He's more solid in my opinion. He has less paint issues you have to worry about. It's pretty much just the fingertips. Definitely, in my opinion, Buzz is the superior toy in the movie as well as in these model kits. I definitely think Buzz is the way to go. If you're only going to get one, God forbid you only get one, I would say Buzz Lightyear is the one you would get if you only could get one. So, there we go. One nice thing about these model kits is that you can recreate things like his arm popping off. That's really nice, even though you can't just keep the black piece in there like it was in the movie. So you can have his arm popped off, and that's a treat. So yeah, there we go. That is the model kits of Buzz and Woody from Toy Story, from Bandai, same company that brings you Gunpla and other beautiful model kits. Really cool things, honestly. I really do like them. I definitely think Buzz is better than Woody, but Woody's also really nice. You just have to put a lot of work into him to get him looking as good as possible. The assembly is pretty easy on both of them. I just don't recommend these for kids, mostly because of some fragile bits, of some disappointing bits, like the hat not staying on Woody without having foam pads in it. Oh my gosh, that's awful. And some sticker application. Maybe for an older kid. An older kid would probably love these things. Now, they do retail for about $25 each, which is kind of high, in my opinion, especially if you're comparing these to high-grade Gundam kits. I mean, high grades are about 20 each, and high grades about the same bulk, more complex pieces, inner frames. These guys sort of have inner frames on some pieces. Like Woody's arms actually have inner frames, which is funny. But I think it's just a little high for the part separation you get for the accessories. I mean, you get some alternate faces, but I think it's just a little high with the pricing. But overall, though, I do love these kits. I recommend them, especially Buzz Lightyear. Really recommend Buzz. Highly recommend Buzz. Sorta decently recommend Woody. Recommend them both pretty strongly. So yeah, I'm just going to stop rambling. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Check out my social media links down in the description below, as well as my P.O. Box address. Have a good day, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.